Well, the top shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
Yes, sir. What's up? Happy Friday. We are back. It is 3 p.m. Eastern time, which means we're drinking now. That's just the rules on Friday. Seeing we get a lot of familiar faces. We have FLOLiO 6, Federico's here, R-Wing, actually Jeb Bush, the Borland Shepherd, Milo's here, Jeb, Fenny, Patrick Coin, Tom's here, Breakneck, Nuck and Futz. Good to see everybody. John Hickey, we're ready to cook. We're ready to cook. This is the last show of the week. The last show, I don't even know for how long. Maybe, well, I do. It'd be like max 1 week. That made it sound like this was gonna be the last show ever. And unless we get a taken situation in Mexico, which I'm not trying to put out there, but that would be the only thing that could slow things down. But yeah, we're excited to be here today. We have a fun guest. We're gonna talk some FLOLiO, like we talked this morning. This is an OG guy, and you probably know him from Twitter. He's like an A+ shit poster out there, both smart and funny, and it's a good combo in these streets. And honestly, an OG team holder. Like, this man has been here from the beginning. Let's welcome Jay Webb. Jay Webb, what's going on, man?
Mike, thanks for having me on, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for being here, dude.
Quick shout out to Fenny. Fenny was drinking during my show like 2 hours ago. So I just want to shout him out real quick because that's something.
Fenny, what's going on, man? That is a nice run. Like, I don't think you are overseas. I'm pretty sure you're East Coast guy. So I think Fenny's this is an early day for Fenny. I like it.
Yes, sir.
That's the energy I'm trying to take into vacation, though. That's what I'm looking for.
If you can ride that St. Patrick's Day right in, I feel like if maybe you were going hard, you had to keep it going to avoid that hangover.
That's true.
Like, you just got to keep pushing through, man.
That's true. Those days are behind me, though. Like, because of that, I had to take it easy yesterday. I have to take it easy today so that I can consume the right amount of mezcal over the next week. I want to be ready to consume.
Yes, sir.
Dude, so last time you were here, was it Rondo? Was Rondo the last time you were on?
Yeah, man. Show? We don't have to relive that. Like, it was good. Going through it once was enough. Like, we can talk about something else.
What was incredible about that pack rip is you were like, you know what? Let's build some hype. I'm gonna give away all of the moments except for the 1K moment I get. And then when it was your turn to rip, the Rondo was the 1K, and you're like, fuck it, get rid of it.
Just give it. I gave them all away. I'm happy that I was able to bring some joy. And then, of course, that Rondo pump to like $550 when it was in a challenge a few weeks later. I was like, that's really just
of course.
Like, there's no way we got $550 worth of clicks on the website, but oh well, it's all good.
Right. There we go. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. I'm excited to talk about your Twitter antics just in general. I feel like you were an incredible follow. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I think we also have similar senses of humor. I like when you kind of tell people to fuck off. I enjoy it. So I'm excited to get into that. But the main reason you're here, we're going to talk FLOLiO a little bit, and this is something.
Yes, and thank you for pronouncing it right this time. I watched this morning's Morning Marketplace, and when Top Shot takes like, oh, is this like a frozen yogurt business? I was like, this is the energy that we need to carry into the happy hour show.
Well,
like, geez.
not only did I say it wrong because I went back and looked, not only because I realized after the show, I was like, I feel like I might have been saying that wrong. And then I double checked. Not only did I like just flat out say it wrong, like the wrong spelling, the wrong letters together.
FLOLiO. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, I also would have pronounced it wrong too. Like it was wrong all over the place. Like it was poor. Yeah, it was bad. I was, you know what? I was doing a little Fenny. Is what I was doing. Fenny says, listen, my alma mater upset special yesterday has me so fired up. An incredible pack pull. So you've been drinking because of Top Shot, which I think we can all relate to.
Yo, let me holler at that Bones Highland moment. That's my guy right there. I think I've bought like 5 or 6 of his 4 badges. Like I love that kid. He's gonna be a star.
I'm ready today to nerd out about the Nuggets. I'm ready to do it. So I'm a full-on bandwagon fan. I'm ready.
Yeah. And you know that I've been around for a while because I remember a time when you were a Nuggets fan last year, and then you just totally threw him under the bus when the Suns swept him, and you became a Suns stan.
Yeah, dude, we're trying to ride our way to the finals. I think it was like game 2, and I was like, oh man, they really don't have a shot.
No, and it sucked. One of my best friends is a Suns fan. He came up to Denver for game 4. We went to game 4 together to watch the Nuggets get swept in our own building. And I've never wanted to leave somewhere so fast in my life. Like it was just, and he's like, no, we got to stay and watch them celebrate. I was like, God damn it.
My buddy Francis, I think this was like 2 or 3 years ago. He's a diehard Yankees fan. Him and his family have had season tickets forever, and took me to a closeout game in Yankee Stadium where the Red Sox knocked the Yankees out of the playoffs. And I was like, "What are you doing? You are making a mistake bringing me here today. Like this is, it's incredible.
I mean, I couldn't even be mad. Like they just." No. It was the game where Jokic just absolutely knocked the shit out of Campaign. Like I thought the entire stadium was going to get in a fist fight. It would have been a better outcome all around.
Great. That's right. And a call back to the Suns in 4.
Oh God, that guy. I mean, good on him.
Yeah, right. All right, let's talk FLOLiO first though, before the brews start flowing. So talk to us a little bit about like the creation of this, and then like the usability and how like it's pretty exciting for us newbies in the NFT streets.
Yeah, so was partnered up with FLOLiO, started last I want to say August. Like they reached out to me. It's the guys who I'm in like a group Top Shot portfolio with. Like we all pooled money back in January and like, hey, let's run with this. And so they reached out, like we're creating this website. And at first it was like just Top Shot and Zed run. And then we scrapped that and we just said, let's just do everything. So we have, all the Ethereum blockchain NFTs. We got Top Shot. We're working on adding NFL All Day. That's going to be added to the platform. Like, I can't give you an exact timeline, but before next season starts. Like that's the line of like, okay, we have to get it done before next season. And so it's a portfolio management website, and I'll screen share here in a second, but you can, have a overall like holistic view of all of your Ethereum NFTs, your Top Shot collection. And then what I think is really cool is the browser extension that is free as well. Like I saw some people like you can pay for, a browser extension. I was like, well, we got ours coming for free. So just like pump the brakes before you pay for one.
Yeah. So the browser extension thing is really cool.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and share a screen now. Let's just jump right into it. So I'll start with Top Shot.
Yeah, and I dropped a link into the chat too if people want to poke around.
So we'll start like right from my collection screen. So once you have the browser extension installed, when you go to your page, you're going to be able to see your entire holding value right there. Like you don't need to bounce around to multiple sites. Yeah. So you'll be able to see it by floor value and by our fair market value calculation.
This is good. I love this art. This is giving me like DraftKings vibes when I first learned how to do the browser extensions, and I could see like where the overlays were in tournaments and stuff like that. It's just
yeah. So for me, it's like back in the online poker days when you had like your HUD and you would see like all your data right there. That was like when we were talking about browser extension. That's exactly where my mind went to. It was like, okay, we need like a HUD. Back when I was on like Full Tilt and Poker Stars and everything.
God, I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, and then we're still updating some of this stuff. You can go through and see like the fair market value moments compared to the floor. And that also shows up in the marketplace.
So wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So when you go to the marketplace, we're still working on fair market value showing up for some of these, like some of the newer moments. Like if you really want to dive into the Bruce Brown moments, because he doesn't have enough of those already. Yeah. But, you can see like right here with this Paul Reed one, we calculated a fair market value of 864. Scrolling down, moments that have been out and have a decent number of transactions, we'll put a fair market value right by where the floor is.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is really
And
cool.
then
I mean, it makes searching the marketplace a little bit easier to navigate. It feels like easier to target things.
yeah, and this is like our seventh iteration of fair market value calculation.
Mhm.
So when we're doing fair market value, we're looking at like everything. Like I just got notes from our data scientists because I'm not smart enough to figure all this out on my own. But they're using like regression models on transactions. We're taking into account like the crypto market fluctuations, all sorts of stuff. Like there's a lot that goes into this FMV. So I think it's gonna get better as we go along with it, and
Sure.
it's already pretty good to begin with.
Wow. What have you found in like the time that you've been using it that like has come in the most handy?
For me, it has been the fair market value stuff, like
Yeah.
scooping moments. I've used that like when looking at some of those Bones Island moments. Like that's, I see that it's down to like 80 something bucks or 90
Mhm.
something bucks, and our fair market value has it at like, at the time like 125, 150. I'll grab another one of those. I've like really narrowed my collection lately to I got like a full Nuggets team set and some Anthony Edwards moments I really like. So I've been kind of like focusing on that of like picking out when I see good Nuggets moments, like for the collector score, if that's still going to be a thing.
Mhm.
The fact that I have a full team set and I haven't been throwing alley oops to MPJ out on the court pregame has me pretty pissed off, to be quite
Well,
honest with you, Mike.
maybe they're just waiting until his back's better. Maybe that's when the in real
Yeah.
life utility comes.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's that, and then let me pull up the actual FLOLiO site, and there's some really cool stuff on there too.
And we the people had asked, and I know Jay Webb had you mentioned this a little bit. He said, "Will the extension extend to all day?" True NBA fan, but the NFL has my wallet.
Yeah, once we have everything good to go for all day, the extension will extend to that as well. We're gonna have, we're currently working on bringing up all the different flow, ecosystem, ballers, hoodlums, flowbitars. Like we're gonna get all of that stuff added, and the extension. We want to have that extension encapsulate everything. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep into stuff, but also for like different marketplaces. Like we want to incorporate looks rare when Coinbase NFT comes out. We want to incorporate that as well. So we're really looking to just be like the best tool out there for Top Shot, NFT, whatever, any kind of collector there is.
Yeah, and I just like the extension just makes it so easy when you're not having multiple tabs out there and are able to kind of just look at one screen to figure out what you're looking at. Especially too, like as this evolves and gets into like looks rare or Coinbase or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think being able to not have that's where I get lost sometimes. I'm like, okay, so this is Monkey Dick 1287, and now I have to go over to this tab to check how Monkey Dick is doing compared to like what are the rarity traits. And if I can kind of see all of that in one space, I feel like it's going to make life a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's the game plan. So we'll go over to the FLOLiO actual site real quick.
Yeah,
just like playing around. There's some cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
So we can go to holdings right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see all of your moments. Let me go over to there's a much better view of it, quite honestly, where you can see like all your moments. And where is that at? So just I'll do like a quick overview because I want to make sure everyone knows what they're doing when they come to the site.
Yeah.
You come in, you have your profile, you can link all your different accounts. So you can either connect your wallet, or if you're afraid, like for security reasons, to connect your wallet, you can just come over here, select, ETH blockchain, flow, and then enter either your Top Shot ID, your Dapper ID, or your flow address. And then boom, it'll be able to link. And then you can toggle from holdings between, your flow address and then your Ethereum address, and it pulls up all of your NFTs.
Wow, this is great.
Yeah. So it runs really smooth. With everything, there are going to be bumps in the road. So we want to make sure that, people are able to give feedback. So any feedback is greatly appreciated. Like we want to make sure that we're putting a product out there that you guys really want to use.
And I can just say too, like I know you guys have been working on this for a while because then have been like, you wanted to make sure it was like ready to go before launching. So I know you guys have been working like pretty hard on this. because I feel like we talked about it back in like October, November, maybe. But yeah, this is really exciting.
Yeah, and you can go through. You can come to the Top Shot page here. It's going to load. As we scroll down, we can see some of the latest listings. You can see what we have as the fair market value compared to what the floor price is. So if you got like 96 grand to spend, you're gonna see that's a value of like $130,000, guys. I don't know who isn't jumping to buy that right away. And we can.
I was just gonna say now that we can move our moments to a third wallet, you can take out a floaty loan, and then we can go buy that.
Yes, sir. You can explore the different players, look at all their moments, and then this is really cool, is being able to go from a gallery view to a reels view. So now you can see all the moments playing on the screen page. We have it by fair market value, but you can look through and watch all the moments as they go.
Wow.
So I think that's kind of a cool view. If you're like a true basketball fan and you're buying not just because of the price, but you want to see like a cool moment, here's one way to look at these moments next to each other.
Yeah. Wow, this is fire, man.
Yeah, man. It's pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of what we're doing here, and just being able to scroll through this stuff and just have a better view of
everything living in one place, and not to name like other tools that have tried to do similar things, but it's very easy to navigate and to be able to quickly move from wallet to wallet. But the extension to me is like being able to see that, like that's awesome. That is really, really cool.
And we've tried to learn, I'm not going to throw any other site under the bus. We've tried to learn from like some of the shortcomings of other sites, because I've used other websites for their tools. One thing I've noticed, and not necessarily with Top Shot, but with like the ones on the Ethereum blockchain, it's just the data is really slow to refresh.
Yes.
Like I've tried to like shop for NFTs, and I've been like, okay, I'll look by rarity on this site. Oh, this one's a good price. I'll click on it, and it was sold like a week ago.
Yeah, it's so
for
slow.
That price. I'm like, what are we doing here? So that's one of the things that we've been like, that's kind of held up the whole process, and why it took longer for us to launch than we were initially hoping, was just trying to get everything to where like the data refreshes quickly. Like if you buy a new NFT, it'll show up in your holdings account within like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Wow,
so we want to make sure that like the data comes quickly, the tools are updating when they need to, that browser extension, it works on OpenSea. It doesn't have as many fair market values yet, but we're going to keep adding them every week. So there's going to be a lot coming, and I'm pretty pumped about this. Like this is, I got into NFTs last January, with the Bales post when I got into Top Shot, and like my goal is to like help the FLOLiO team build a tool that I want to use, and I feel like we're at a place where like this is the tool that I want to use.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a great feeling because you've been working on it. But truly, like I keep going back to the extension, but that's like a game changer. And this is like ready. This has been live now for what, like a week? Have you been live for a week or so?
Yeah, about a week. We've been, we've been testing it. We've been getting feedback. We feel comfortable with where we're at now to start to like really push it out. Yeah. And like I said, you can message me directly on Twitter at JWeb777. You can message the FLOLiO, at FLOLiO_. Mm-hmm. We got a Discord. Leave feedback in any of these places, and we will respond to it, and we'll enact what we can. Like we had someone reach out today that they weren't super thrilled that you had to enter an email address. So we're going to make that optional. Like we want to make sure that we remove some of the friction and just give people the tools that they need as quickly as possible.
There you go. I love that. Yeah. So I just shared the link again. We're going to have some resources and tools and conversation around this in the Discord as well. You'll be seeing this pop up quite a bit, I think, in the coming weeks. So I'm excited to both like interact with it live and get a better feel for it. And then, and have fun with it. Again, my mind's like, I'm just thinking about how that changes browsing the marketplace just on Top Shot alone. Like just being able to scroll through, like you're looking at challenges that are pumping, like it's just easy to kind of see where it's supposed to be, where it is, where the value is. And that's, I think that's going to be very helpful to a lot of new users. And then even a lot of like current users who are used to seeing, or just using to have to do like 4 or 5 steps in order to get to where they're trying to go. And this is going to be right there.
Yeah, like you said, not needing to have 5 different tabs open to look at your, account value, look at individual moments, I think takes a lot of steps that are unnecessary out of the way.
I mean, especially with like the Ethereum NFTs, like holy
Yeah.
shit, the amount of tabs that I would have open trying to make moves on stuff like that and just really not know what I'm doing. To have that all in one place is pretty awesome. Okay, there we go. I was just going to say, like, if people have feedback or questions or comments, throw them in the chat right now.
Yep,
DJ Local
100%.
just said, need a dark mode.
All right, DJ, I will pass that along, buddy.
That feels like an easy fix or an easy adjustment.
Yeah, and I got to give a lot of credit to our dev team. They're really good. Like, that's another reason I'm very confident in our product is our dev team is so damn good, and they're so fast at integrating and making changes. Like, you give us something like that, and we will get it done as quickly as possible. Like, those guys will wake up at 2 a.m. to make dark mode if they need to. Just for DJ Local, not for anyone else.
Yeah, no one else. Just DJ Local, fresh off of getting screwed out of the Steph Curry reward. So the least we can do is give you some dark mode, DJ Local. Top Shot Tesla asks, who is this being targeted towards or targeted at?
I mean, really, like everybody. Like, I think most people want to know how much their holdings are worth. Like, they want to see for planning purposes, for allocating their portfolio, how much they have out there. And this is a great way to do it. Like, newbies venturing into Web 2.5/3. I think it's for everyone, man. Like, we're going to have some more pro features in the future that are going to be even, are more for even hardcore people. But I think right now, like, what we have available is a very well-rounded set of tools for everybody.
I mean, especially again, like I keep going back to it, but that extension is good for both new people and returners. Like, just to be able to, it just makes marketplace searching so much easier, so much easier. So I love that. It's fire. Congrats, man. That's pretty exciting. I know this has been in the works for a bit. So for this to be off the ground and running and look so clean.
Yeah, and I'm excited that we're gonna be working with Team Hold as well. Like, I think I found your guys' podcast back in like April of last year. And so as soon as I got on with FLOLiO, like my first thing was like, I got to reach out to Mike and see if we can work with them, because I just see what you guys do and how strong your community is, and I'm happy to be a part of it and try to help out as much as I can.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. This has happened like a couple times now. I think even with a coffee sponsorship soon, where we get to see people like who like found the community with us and then have gone on to build stuff and are like, hey, we enjoyed being a part of that group. Let's like work together. Which is
100%.
It's pretty cool. And it's fun for us to see people crush it. This is exciting to see. And again, like, and this can kind of transition to what I was saying earlier, but I feel like you are a valued member in like the Web3 world just with your Twitter presence alone. Like, I think
I'm trying, man. I try to cut. There's so much bullshit out there. Like, there is so much like fake positivity and people trying to sell you on something. Like, I can promise you, I will never launch a 10,000 PFP, like 10K item PFP project. I'm never going to try to sell you that shit because I don't got time for that. I got a 2-month-old at home. That is not for me. Like, and there's so much garbage out there. And so I try to be very straightforward, and it can come across as like FUD or being a dick sometimes. But I mean, just kind of who I am. So I don't know what you want me to do.
No, I love it. It feels like very authentic. Like, even if I can't even think of an example where I've like disagreed with something, but I'm like, it's your voice in every one of those tweets, right? Like, it's not like this characterized version or anything like that, where I think there's a lot of that in the space, and myself included. Like, I know I've fit that bill a couple of times where I've probably been either faux positive or faux negative, really, on either side of it. So I love it. I think it's good for the space. Are you still? I feel like I have learned about ApeCoin through your Twitter experience in the last like 72 hours. Can you just like give us a temperature check how that's been for you?
I mean, it has been absolutely wild. Like, when they tweeted on Wednesday that it was coming, like I was very lucky to get into Bored Apes like last May. I didn't know much about NFTs at the time, so I was on the Bored Apes site the night that they were minting for 0.08 Ethereum, but I didn't know how to mint anything, so I like totally just like forgot about it. And then like a month later, I spent like half an Ethereum to buy my first ape, and so I've like traded. I've been in, I've owned an ape at all times. So I've like traded up and out and in, and it's been very good. So, the Bored Ape coin rumors came out, a while ago. Like, they confirmed it last year, and then there were all the rumors after they bought CryptoPunks that it was going to be launching soon. And then
Right.
we found out Wednesday it was happening. And I was just like, holy shit, I have no idea what tomorrow is going to look like, but it's going to be pretty crazy. So
Insane.
when I opened up and I claimed my tokens and I looked in my wallet and I saw how much it was worth, I was like, that's a lot of money. And then I woke up this morning and it was more money. And I told my wife, and I tweeted this out yesterday, but at first I was like, okay, do you want me to like sell some of this to lock in some profits? My wife's like, do we got bills covered for the next couple months? I was like, yeah, we're good. And she was like, let it ride. And I was like,
That's
holy
incredible.
shit. Like that decision of hers yesterday, like made us a bunch of money. So I was like, babe, I can't let all of this ride. I got to take some profit today. Like I got to do it. So I pulled some out today and I'm happy I did because, you know, like I said, we got a kid and
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible. My wife does not want to go back to work. And I hope her manager isn't listening to this because she hasn't officially quit, but she's not going back to work.
That's amazing.
And ApeCoin is going to make sure that like for the next year at least, we're good.
That's
So
amazing.
that is maybe the craziest thing that I can say like that has ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, by a wide margin.
Dude, congratulations. It's so exciting.
Thank you, man.
It's funny. I know there can be a lot of like FOMO FUD. There was that crazy spaces that was happening that night or the next night. I forget when it was. But man,
I mean, the one with Ryder like that. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about him too much because he's just absolute
Yeah.
garbage. But
Yeah.
that was that sure was something. And yeah, the fudding didn't work because the
No.
coin doubled in value over the last 24 hours since he did that.
it's insane. It's absolutely insane. But it's been cool seeing people get their W's, you know? I mean, I think that's what like to pivot it back to Top Shot a little bit. That's like the same thing on pack days. Like it does suck when you strike out. It sucks if you
Yep.
hit a rondo in the series 1 pack. But I think we do like feed off of other people's successes in this.
100%. Like it was so cool seeing. I think was that you pulled the job that night, right?
Yeah. I got a John, and
And
I
then
think Patrick got a Curry. Maybe I think it was Patrick Coin who got a
Patrick
Curry.
was a DJ local that night.
I can't remember what DJ Local
Someone got a
LeBron.
Curry assist.
I think
Someone got a Curry assist that night, and it was awesome. Like I was so happy for him.
Yeah, and it still feels that way seeing that stuff. So it's cool. It's cool seeing how other people get their W's.
Yeah, 100%.
We love that.
And that's kind of like my motivation on Twitter is like I actually want to share like good information because I want to see other people in the space have a chance to get that kind of W too. Like I'm not fudding anything, I promise. Like I'm trying to I'm not like pumping my own bags. I really do want to see the rest of the people, you know, get taken care of.
To do well. I want to talk about that too for a second. Yeah, it was there you go, Patrick with the
It was
Curry. Hell
Patrick.
yeah.
Congrats,
and I still
man.
have the Curry. There we go.
There we go.
I did want to talk about that a little bit too. Like, what kind of like do you find yourself in a weird spot where you like you feel like you have responsibility or like there's pressure to, not that there's like emphasis behind your tweets, but like, is there the realization that your people are paying attention to your tweets? You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not going to give myself so much credit to think that I can like sway people that much, but
No, I get you.
I mean, I'm not. I guess I'm kind of speaking for FLOLiO a little bit too, so I feel like I have to censor myself a little bit at times. Like I can't tell people to fuck off every time I want to. That'd probably be bad for business. But I just try to be honest, man. Like I've been involved in investing in some form or another for over a decade now. Like I got my degree in financial planning. Investing is kind of always been something I've done. Maybe not full time, but it's been a part of, you know, my financial background for a while now. So I just try to give people good advice, like advice that has served me well, and let them do with it what they want.
Yeah, because I always find myself in that weird spot too, where I try to make it clear, like, you know, I'm just here to guide the experience, not to tell you what to do. But I do find myself in a weird spot sometimes where I'm like, I really do have to be careful, or not careful. Careful is too strong a word, but like, I don't know. I feel like if I buy something, sometimes people will like DM me and be like, "Hey, why'd you buy that thing, or why'd you sell that thing?" And it's
no, you sold something the other day. I heard you talking about that.
The Ray
Allen. Ooh, Ray Allen gate, man. Come on, you can't be doing that.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I understand the sentiment behind the response. But man, I don't know if that's where my ethics come into question. They absolutely come into question, but I don't know if it's selling that Ray Allen is where it happens. But who knows? I mean, you just have to like pay attention to the decisions you're making now, because you just got a few more eyeballs on you than you did before, you know?
Yeah, it's funny. I was on Twitter. I've been on Twitter for like 12 years. And I think I had, up until the start of last year, like 200 people following me on Twitter because like I started for when I played online poker. I tweeted about like I went to Mizzou, so I tweeted about like Mizzou football and basketball for a little while, but for the most part. And then like during when COVID first hit in 2020, I like had to take a break because it was just the most negative shit in the world. Like between that and the election, it was just like
Yeah, it was a tough
it was
scene.
impossible. Twitter was just doom scrolling to a whole new level.
Yeah.
And so like it was one of the things I loved about Top Shot and NFTs is just like for the most part, it's really positive. And even when it's not positive, it's coming from a place because like people actually give a shit.
Right.
Like the Top Shot, I'm not even gonna call it negativity. I'm just gonna call it like constructive criticism because most people aren't putting out just blind negativity. So like they actually care about Top Shot. It's
Mhm.
brought them like friends. It's brought them into a like really positive community, and they want to see it be successful. And I think that's really really awesome, and it makes me happy. Shout
Yeah.
out Chase Daniels.
Yeah, shout out Chase Daniel, the best or the most lucrative backup of all time, maybe.
He was the quarterback at Mizzou when I was there. I had a couple classes with the guy.
Yeah,
He would show up to like one lecture a year, and
as you do,
not surprisingly, because now he's just rolling in money.
as you do. I
Yeah.
love that. All right, we got to get into this. You mentioned some poker. We need to like. So this is during the heyday. This was like the late 2000, the late aughts.
Yeah, man. I started college in 04, and I was playing. Did you ever play on PokerRoom.com?
Yes, for like a hot second, not long though.
That was where I first started playing because that was the only site that you could play if you had a Mac.
Mhm.
So like that was my first, back in 04. And I think I burned through like a few $100 like freshman year of college just being stupid. And
Yeah.
then just kept playing. We would run, I was friends with the guys in this fraternity, and they would run a game out of their house. And so I'd play in that all the time. And, I just kept going. And, after I turned 21, I went to Vegas with a few buddies. Probably the dumbest thing we ever did was, you ever heard of the website Prosper?
Yes.
We took out a Prosper loan to play poker.
Oh my god.
Not a good idea.
This is a
My
lot.
buddy-
What did you study in school again?
financial planning.
Yeah.
So we took out like a $5,000 Prosper loan to play poker and go on a road trip to Vegas.
What games were you playing? Was it like tournaments or cash games? Like,
Well,
what were you?
there were three of us, and we were playing.
Okay.
Two of us were playing like 1-2 no limit. The other guy was playing like 8-16 limit hold'em. And like we did this huge road trip, like down to New Mexico to visit a buddy's family, play in New Mexico, over to Phoenix, play at Casino Arizona, and then like a week in Vegas. And so we like at one point we were down like half the money. The guy who took the definitely not financial advice. Holy God. The guy who like took the loan out in his name was freaking out that we were gonna lose all of it.
Yeah.
We went on a super heater, we got all the money back, and then so that was the summer of 07. And
Okay.
I made enough money on that trip to like I think I had like $1,500. I started like my online, like a legit online bankroll.
Mhm.
And I had to I had to get a job to cover, rent and everything. And it was like, okay, I either get some shitty like $8 an hour job or I try to grind it out playing poker.
Yeah.
And I hit the ground running. Like I would play cash games during the day between classes, or if I didn't go to class, and then like tournaments on the weekends. And then I had like a really big hit 2 weeks before I graduated college.
Incredible.
In one of the full tilt, like remember the full tilt like big Sunday tournament?
Yep.
I got like fourth in that, like 2 weeks before I graduated college.
Like 20K?
40.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And so like I'm graduating college, I got to write a check to the government for 10K. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like this is wild. And so, you know, I studied financial planning, got my degree. I didn't love it, and I didn't really want to like manage other people's money. So I was like, I'm gonna give poker a try. And then I just ran with it for like 2 years until Black
kidding.
Friday shut everything down. Yeah. And I was
That-
already like on my way out of playing full time when Black Friday happened, so it kind of
Yeah.
worked out well.
That's it. Yeah, we have a similar timeline because that was like right at like 09.
Mhm.
When because that was that Black Friday 09?
Black Friday was April 15th, 2011.
2011. I because I graduated college in 07, but in 06 I was like doing fairly well. I was playing while I was like my sophomore, junior, senior year, I played like a lot, and I was mostly tournament. And then I actually approached Top Shot the same way I approached poker, which was like poor bankroll management. I was like, we're going for home runs. Like I'm not trying to make $8 today. I'm trying to make $8,000 today. So I've got some like sicko stories of what I was doing over in Poker Stars. I was playing were you active on Poker Stars?
Yeah, I tried going for Supernova for like a month one year, and then I was like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like this is not happening. So I played on Poker Stars a decent amount. I found the games easier on Full Tilt, so I mainly stayed over there for like cash games. But I'd play like some Poker Stars tournaments too.
I was playing some gross, like I played 10-20 against this guy named Hollingall, who was like one of the all-time
10-20 no limit.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, dude, I was a sicko, and I couldn't even I was 21, I think, at the time.
Sit down
with
like 10 big blinds against him and just try to flip your stack.
I was sitting down with
what, $2,000?
Yeah.
Sitting down with 100. Okay, 100 big blinds.
Yeah, because so I ran really hot in tournaments for like 2 years. I did I was playing really well. And what I would do is I'd win a tournament for like 5K, 10K, 15K, and then I would go throw it away in 10-20 and like 2-4 and 3-6 and just piss it away that way. But I remember it was like right after, I think it was the week I was moving out for into my apartment for the summer. And I think it was like a $80, no, it was a $27 sit and go, or no, $27 tournament rebuy in order to get to like the next qualifier to get into the World Series. And I won that, and it was like an $800 seat. And for like the next 3 days, I was like, do we play the tournament or do we just take $800 for a 21-year-old? I'm like, hell yeah, let's get $800. And
like,
my buddy
talked for the next 3 months.
Oh yeah, not just for me, for like everyone around me too.
Everyone's drinking. Let's go.
Yeah. And I ended up playing it and winning that. And I remember at the final table, I like sucked out. It was like 8s against queens and hit an 8, and that like sent me to Vegas. And then I played 3 days in the main event before busting, and I think I cashed like 15K or something. It was the year Jamie Gold won, and I came in like 800.
That was the biggest prize pool. Like that was the biggest one ever.
Yeah, still today. Yeah, and it was crazy. I played 3 full ass days. And it was like 818th out of like 9,000, 8,800, something like that. And I was in like 32nd at the end of day one. And I remember walking back to my hotel. I'm 21, which like, if you can picture me smaller than I am now, it was just bones. I was a child. And I remember being like, I'm going to win the World Series of Poker. I was like, I am the favorite to win the World Series.
This is my town now.
Yeah, and that was when he started with 10K in chips. I think I had like 150K. I'm like, I'm shipping this thing. And then I don't think I got above 150K for the rest of the tournament. I just like slowly bled out because the money started becoming real. And I was like, 15K is quite a bit. I need to make sure I get that. But yeah,
real quick, Tanner just asked if the extension is available, and it is in fact available, Tanner. So if you go to FLOLiO.com, you can find it. You can also go to FLOLiO.com/browser-extension and find it there.
There you go. I'll drop a link to FLOLiO.
There, he got it.
There we go. How we all feeling when winning? What do you mean, Casey?
It was great.
I feel good when I'm winning. But yeah, same thing, man. I had thanks, Jeb. I forgot too. I put it in the show notes as well. Yeah, I then like basically flipped a coin after college and was like, am I going to go to grad school or am I going to try to play for 2 years and then see what happens? I ended up going to grad school, and I still played quite a bit in grad school because grad school was a joke because I went for higher education. It was like ice breaking and team building. But once it's just like anything though, man, you're going to play every day. You really do have to play every day to stay sharp. And we get to that point where I was like, I can't keep grinding like this if I'm not like either going to be all in or all out. And then they shut it down. So it was like, that made the decision for me,
I feel like, that's one of the things that drew me to NFTs was like some of the psychological part around it. And I just want to say, I did not appreciate the lifestyle of a professional online poker player nearly enough because being able to, and being 23 and single and like being able to sleep until 10 or 11 and then just like play a little bit here or there, hang out with your friends every night, play more when they had to go to sleep and go hump their like 9 to 5 jobs. Like that 2 years of my life, I can oh man, it was so good. Like I was very, very lucky.
I'm sort of
Yeah.
trying to do that right now, but in a 37-year-old's body. So like I just wake up very early and instead of instead of doing like fun college things, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna have an afternoon coffee, like and really get wild.
Let's get lit. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. All right, let's talk hoops for a little bit. Just because you're a Denver fan, so I want to talk about it.
Yep.
And are you boots on the ground in Denver? Are you over in that area in
Yeah,
Colorado?
yeah, I live in Denver.
So, do you have any inside information? Is Michael Porter Jr. coming back? Where's Jamal Murray? I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
I have no insider information. I've been to 2 games this season. I saw Jamal. He looked good. He was moving well. It was funny. I went to that Suns like postseason game, and like pregame, he was out there like shooting around like 2 months after surgery. So
That's crazy.
you know, we've all seen the videos. I think Jamal's going to come back strong, and I
I
mean,
can't wait.
my God, being able to cheer for Nikola Jokic is just so awesome.
He's the best, man.
So awesome.
He's so good. He's so good. I'm hoping I'm in this underdog, the best ball, this best ball tournament, and I'm in the semifinals right now, and I got a team with Jokic, and it's currently in first place to get to the finals.
Okay,
And then
nice.
50K up top. We got like SGA, DeJounte Murray, Darius Garland, and Jokic on the same team.
That's a hell of a year. Yeah, Jokic has got a few more really good years left in him, and if we don't bring a title home in that span, I just don't know when it's going to happen for the Nuggets.
You think he's only
like,
got a few good years left?
I mean, of his prime.
Yeah.
Like I would say, give it like this season plus like another probably like 4 years, because like big men,
yeah.
when big men fall off, they fall off, dude.
The only thing giving me hope is he's like not a normal big guy in the sense that it's not his athleticism that's like setting him apart from everyone, you know?
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm hoping. Go ahead.
I love watching him play in person because like it's like this time warp. Like the ball touches his hands and everything slows down, and then the ball leaves his hands and everything speeds up again. Like it's just his ability to control the court and control the game is awesome.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
Did somebody ask a question? So no Pyland on FLOLiO? Okay, that was the question from Shepard.
Okay, Shepard, I will.
Pyland guy?
If we don't have Pyland loaded yet, I will also pass that along to the team.
I would blame Dumbo. I wouldn't even blame FLOLiO. I think that's probably on Dumbo's end. Just
yeah,
Dumbo.
That's fine. When in doubt, blame Dumbo, I guess. No, but
we're good.
Yeah, if MPJ, I went to Mizzou as well, so like I was really excited when the Nuggets, he played all of 3 games for us before he had back surgery, but he had a rough start to this season. I think if he can come back looking like he did last year and we can get Jamal back, like the Nuggets are going to be dangerous in the playoffs, man.
Well, I bet on him. So I bet on him to win the whole thing at like, I think it was like 3,000 to 1 or whatever it was.
Okay.
So I am fully on board the Nuggets bandwagon. Have you still been, so I know you said like Top Shot was kind of your entrance into all of this, right? Back last January. Mm-hmm. Have you still been pretty active in there? Are you still like grinding the day to day, or have you packed the bags?
No, I have not been. I was up until a few months ago. Like I said, I have very lucky to have a baby at home who is awesome. And
congratulations.
Top Shot was one of the things. Thank you. Top Shot was one of the things that had to like be pushed on the back burner. Like I also co-own a gym, so that's my day job. And so between the baby, the gym, and all my responsibilities with FLOLiO, it just kind of became one of those things where like something's got to give, and that something was Top Shot.
Yeah. Hey, question about the gym. Was that always like your trajectory of something you wanted to do, or was that like a passion thing that turned into a career thing?
So when I graduated college in 2009, I was like 100 pounds overweight. So I lost 100 pounds. I worked with personal trainers. That was one of the luxuries that like online poker afforded me too, was both the time and the money to work with a personal trainer. So when Black Friday happened and I was forced to stop playing poker, I was already on my way to becoming a trainer. And that was just kind of the extra, like, okay, this is definitely what you're doing now, like shoving it back. So I've been a personal trainer for a decade now. And I've co-owned this gym since 2017. So that has been
awesome.
That's been something that, I've been doing for over a decade. Like, I love it. I love helping people and working with people and helping them make like positive changes in their life. So it's physically and mentally exhausting, but it's also very, very enriching.
And you came out the other end of the pandemic too. So you made it.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been just straight insanity trying to get through that.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. That was
Yeah.
pretty crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
As someone who, like, my work for a while was kind of tied to gyms, or at least like gym regulations based on how New York defines what a gym is. It depending on the week, I was like allowed to work. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, hey, COVID's not bad this week, so why don't you guys come on in? And the next week they're like, all right, guys, take the week off, no work this week. So it's
Yeah,
kinda
we were
nuts.
lucky to, we pivoted pretty quickly and were able to keep things going like throughout the pandemic. So that worked
We
out well.
like put together some virtual stuff for people. Like,
Yeah, like our people, once we found out we had to close, like our people came in, we like, divvied up equipment so they would take barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells home with them, and then we were able just to train online. And I would say like 90% of our people kept going because it was like the one normal thing they could keep doing every day, and it was like kind of they could get away from their families for an hour and not want to kill them. So while everyone else was drinking all day, like they were able to get like a little break and get some exercise.
that is true. The amount of drinking that happened during the pandemic was insane. So Kelsey works for a family on the in New York that's got some cheddar. They're actually in a crazy story. Their Christmas gift to us like 3 years ago was to go to Mexico. Like they're like, come to Mexico and we'll give you like your own little thing. You won't like work with us or anything. We'll just take you there,
sick.
which is like an insane gift. But during the pandemic, they were like, hey, we're going to go to our Connecticut house. Cause of course you got a Connecticut house.
They got a Connecticut house.
Like, why wouldn't you have a Connecticut house? And they were like, Kelsey, why don't you come with us like Monday through Friday? So I was just like, and I was out of work at the time because of the pandemic. So then this is how Team Hold started, because I like needed something to do. But oh my God, I'm like, well, the sun is out and it's 45. I guess I could have a beer outside.
Yeah.
Just finding anything.
We got like 2 weeks into COVID and like it was happy hour every day. And my wife is a great baker. And so we were having like, she would like bake something almost every day. And I like stepped on the scale and I gained like 5 pounds in 2 weeks. I was like, babe, we got to cut back. It's like, all right, no drinking Monday through Friday. We got to cut back a little bit. Like it was brutal. Like this is going to be a problem.
I will say, I do think the pandemic will, like, the real takeaway for me is that I'll never do a burpee again. I had just done like too many burpees during that time, and that was all I was doing. And I was like, that's it. They're done. Maxed out.
The early stages of COVID when everyone was posting their stupid like push-up challenge videos.
My God.
Is this real from Artemis on the bottom there?
Watson to the Browns.
I thought he was out of the. I thought they had said they were out of the running.
That's what he said. Let me check Schefter. Schefter never lies. Except he did have some concerning tweets recently.
He said it. In a stunning change of events, he's going to the Browns.
Wow, Baker Mayfield, where are you going,
Artemis,
sir?
breaking news.
Wow.
We can talk football for a little bit.
Yeah, let's go. Are you also a Nuggets? Broncos fan?
Man, I grew up in St. Louis, and I was a Rams fan like most of my life. So I was actually born in New York City. Only lived there till I was like 5 or 6 years old, and then was in St. Louis where we had the Blues, the Rams, and the Cardinals. So like I'm a big Nuggets fan because this is the first time I've lived really in a city with an NBA team. So I came up a Rams fan back when like the Greatest Show on Turf was around. And then when Stan Kroenke, ripped him out of St. Louis and sent him to LA, I realized that I don't really care about NFL teams anymore. I just purely care on who I'm betting on and who's on my fantasy teams that year. Like my NFL team allegiances are gone. Like 100%.
That honestly, that happened to me with basketball quite a bit too, where I've just become more of a fan of all. Like I still root for the Patriots, but I kind of don't. I don't have that. Maybe it's the Brady effect, right? Like I had Tom Brady for my entire like young adolescence, so there's nothing else I can get that will top that experience. But same thing with basketball. Like I just care about like how my guys are doing. 5 years, $230 million for Watson.
Damn.
Wow.
I tried, being originally from New York, I tried being a Giants fan, but that is just an awful, awful life decision to make. And so I couldn't go that route.
It's a tough scene. The Giants are tough. New York football, New York sports in general are a tough scene because you have the Giants, the Jets, the Mets are like always favored and then a shit show. You do have the Yankees.
Yeah.
The Knicks, who everybody loves but is bad, and then the Nets, who are good but nobody likes. So
Yeah.
it's a weird sports scene here.
Well, don't forget the Rangers and the Islanders, man. We got to show hockey a little
That's
bit of
true.
love.
I'm sorry.
Don't be like ESPN and never talk about hockey. Like, come
It's
on.
true. My bad. No, they do like the Rangers here. I don't think anybody gives a shit about the Islanders, though.
But the people who do are absolutely insane.
They are crazy. They are crazy. I have some friends who make some sports content, and they went to, I think the Islanders knocked the Bruins out of the playoffs last year in like a game 6 or a game 7, I think. And they went and filmed some content, and some guy like just randomly took his dick out during an interview. It was like insane.
I mean, there's nothing. You're built different if you're an Islanders fan. I mean, you've put yourself through decades of torture.
No, yeah, I mean, you take Pete Davidson and make him a hockey fan, and like that's what you get. Like, that's what you get. Yeah, but wow. So I guess so. They're saying Baker wants the Colts. I mean, that would be like but you think what you want about Baker, but that is an upgrade from Carson Wentz. That's gonna be weird.
I mean, Wentz was so bad this last season.
He was so bad. Man, the AFC is going to be interesting because I feel like all 4 teams are making the playoffs out of the West. It feels like.
Yeah, I will say, as a Denver resident, I'm excited for Russ to come here. I'm excited. I hope they let Russ cook. Like,
I know.
I got to think that was it Nathaniel Hackett is now the head coach?
Yeah.
Coming from Green Bay, I got to think that he's going to be more pass oriented than Vic Fangio was, or like Pete Carroll is up in Seattle. I would hope.
I would think. I mean, no one's happier than Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, right? Like those guys must.
Well, Noah Fant got traded.
Oh, he was a part of the trade. That's right. So you got Albert. What's his?
Albert Oku. God, I think it's Okuibunum, but I could have just totally butchered it. He's another Mizzou guy, so I love him. Like,
I was gonna say, shout out Davis Maddock. I think that's. I think Davis touts him.
Albert. We'll just go with Alberto. That's
Alberto, the big O.
Yeah.
But yeah, between that, now what Las Vegas is doing, the Chargers, the Chiefs, like that. I mean, that whole division is going to be like an all-star team.
Yeah, it's really tough to come out of that division this year.
Yeah, that'll be fun though.
Really tough.
That'll be fun.
For
Although
sure.
I'm not ready to pivot to football yet mentally. Like I'm ready for the playoffs. I want to get through these last like 2 or 3 weeks and then give me the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, like getting into the home stretch now. I'm curious to see how the West shakes out with, it seems like Memphis is going to get that too.
I think so.
With Golden State being so banged up, if the Nuggets get the 6, I wouldn't be upset if the Warriors were still banged up going into the playoffs.
No, absolutely. So
that'd be a hell of a first round matchup.
Even with Steph healthy, though, I mean, Jokic is going to be a problem for the Warriors. Like that is the kryptonite for that Warriors team. So that would be an interesting matchup.
And if Murray's back, if Porter's, if MPJ is back, that's a strong starting 5.
Yeah, you need Jamal Murray back. You need Jamal Murray for that for them to really have a shot at winning a couple of rounds. Jamal Murray needs to be back.
100%. We need Murray in bubble form back in 2020 kind of Murray.
Yeah, man. But Bones Highland too. We were talking about him earlier, man. I love Bones Highland.
He's God, he's so much fun to watch. I love Campazzo too. Like, I don't know how much longer he's going to be in the league, but
not long.
Man, he's a scrapper. I love that dude. And that's going to be a hell of a starting 5 and some really strong guys coming off the bench.
I know, right? If you no disrespect Austin Rivers, but if Rivers' minutes are limited to like heat check only, that's a really good team. Like, whereas right now he's playing like 20 minutes, and you don't need Rivers for 20 minutes. You just have him come in, take a couple shots. If he hits them, awesome. If he doesn't, see you later, Austin.
I mean, and you saw it in the playoffs last year. Like, he was good against the Blazers in the first round, but he just couldn't handle the Suns. Like, he couldn't keep up on defense. He couldn't, shake him on offense. Like, it was not a good scene for Austin Rivers at all. And he hit, relying for 25, 30 minutes from Austin Rivers in the playoffs is not.
No, it's not. That's too many here. It's too many minutes. It's too many minutes. All right, we got
the last 5 of the half.
Yeah, that's it. Just see if he's going to get hot, and then that's it. Top Shot Tesla, we got a personal question here. Where do we go? Best and worst parts of living in Denver?
Best is being close to the mountains because I love to snowboard.
Mm-hmm.
So that would probably be the best. The worst is, I mean, like with a lot of places, the real estate market is crazy, and trying to get a decent house. Like we were fortunate that we bought when we did, but we kind of want to move to a different part of Denver. But right now, it would just be an astronomical amount. So we were kind of just like stuck. There's, you know, one thing that's weird about Denver is there's no like besides green chili, I guess, there's no like native Denver foods. Like,
No.
you know, New York's got everything that's great. Like, but there's nothing because there's so many transplants here. There's nothing that's like quintessential Denver. And also there's a ton of Broncos fans, but like a lot of the other teams, you got people from all over the place, whether it's the Midwest, people coming out from Texas, people moving out from California. Like it's
Right.
pretty wild.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. The people are digging that. Keeps getting better. You ride too?
Yeah, I picked up snowboarding when I was 34 years old, which is probably not the smartest thing in the world, but
Oh
so be it.
God, that's not. Yeah, I was a big skier like from age 4 on. I skied from like 4 to 21, like 5 times a year, and then I just shut it down. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to preserve my knees. Moving on. I will say you might not have food. You have some great breweries though.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
Denver, I was like ready. Kelsey and I were there. Man, it's probably 2 years ago for a wedding, 3 years ago for a wedding. And I was ready to move. We went to a Rockies game while we were out there. And that's like the most beautiful baseball stadium I've ever been to. I mean, that
Oh,
was,
it's awesome.
oh, it's just
Yeah.
incredible. Even if you don't like baseball, like it's an incredible scene. It's just like to look out and see the mountains. We went on a hike. I love having access to the outdoors immediately, like 20 minutes and you're out there, you know?
TJ's out of his damn mind if he thinks that we're eating Rocky Mountain oysters out here.
Oh
Jesus
no.
Christ.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, like the brewery scene is great. Like, especially if you get out to like the Boulder area, you got, you know, Avery out there has an
Mhm.
awesome setup. Like they have such a cool setup where they have like an outdoor area with bags and all other yard games and stuff. Like it's super dog friendly. It's cool.
All right, great point.
Mile High Club, no
Yeah.
jump shoots out here with the John Denver quotes and Denver omelets and jump shoots wilding right now.
And no, I don't. Utah and Colorado are not the same, Fenny. They are not the same. So I will continue to throw shade at Utah. All right. I want to be able to get a drink easily. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, and the other recreational substances out here aren't the worst thing in the world either.
Yeah, there we go. And easily accessible. Easily accessible.
Just people assume I moved to Colorado for the weed. I mean, I did move out here like a few months after weed was legalized, and
There you go.
coming from St. Louis the first time going to a dispensary to buy weed was overwhelming. They're like, so do you like indicas or sativas? And I was like, I don't know. I used to just buy whatever Shlomo my dealer had on hand. Like, I'm not really sure what all this stuff is. Like, you just tell me what to get.
That's great. All right, I want to be conscious of time as we're getting to the end of the show. I know Raptor News himself is actually going to be at my apartment momentarily because the dude is dog sitting while we were gone. Just the goat. Oh, go ahead. You were going to say something?
No, that's awesome that he's coming to you. You like crowdsourced your team home.
I think the chat did it. I think the chat. I had announced that I was going. I had to end the show early because I had to take him to get ready because he was going to get boarded. You need to go through a consultation. People like Raptor News will do it. Don't worry. I was like, all right, he's the best. I want to make sure we hit everything one more time too. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat. You can also see in the show notes if you were coming here late. Check out FLOLiO. I mean, seriously, like for the extension alone, it's worth at least taking a peek and seeing how it changes your marketplace viewing because it is pretty sweet.
And like I said, like everything on the site right now is free. Like there will be paid services in the future, but those will be additions that we add on later. Like we're not going to like suddenly start gating stuff. So
yeah,
what we have right now is free. The extension, being able to look at all your holdings, and we're constantly working on improving the user experience. So, you know, we want to make something that the community wants to use and finds value in. So we are very open to feedback, man. Like just tell us if you like something, don't like something, and trust me, you're not going to hurt my feelings. We want to make it better.
Yeah, and again, we're excited to work together with you. You'll see some more resources and stuff in the Discord in the coming weeks or so, and then Jay Webb, I'm sure we'll have you back on in April, just as we are continuing to tool around with it and find some fun stuff to play with. So looking forward to it. Thanks for coming on today, man. 100%. This is a blast.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is a lot of fun. I appreciate everyone in the comments here. It's been a good time.
Yeah, and if you guys if you're not following Jay Webb, go do that right now. Hold on, what is it? I'm going to share it in the in the
Jay Webb
Discord.
777. That was my old full tilt poker name. So that was
Oh, hell yeah.
and you can like go to the old tracking sites and see that I wasn't totally terrible back in the day.
God, do you know the tracking sites did me so dirty? I'm sharing a link right there. I'm forgetting that one the Poker DB. The Poker DB was a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
just the
Yeah.
MTTs, just the tournaments. No, Dustin, you can't come on. Dustin's gonna try to come on and keep me here longer. I need to go, Dustin. I need to go. What do you want, dude? What do you want? We have to leave soon, Dustin.
That was it. I did it.
Well,
That's all I wanted to do.
I wouldn't mind shooting the shit with Dustin about some Marvel stuff because I'm also a huge Marvel nerd.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
yeah, well, hit me up in the
Anytime.
chat to talk about it.
Anytime.
Absolutely. That was it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just came on to I heard Mike wrapping it up. I thought I know that was my cue. I don't have my headphones on, so I'm not prepared. But it's good to see everyone. Have a great trip, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Dustin.
Oh wait, here we go. Perfect.
God
So-
damn it. What?
Greg and I actually had a suggestion. We were just going to talk about the new show for all next week. Or I'm sorry, like Greg and Dustin taking over, and our first show is officially March 28th. And
When I come back?
Yes, correct. That's correct. That's
Awesome,
when
dude.
we're planning to have our first show of content. Does that feel about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. The over under was set on a half of show for this
Yes.
coming week. So
It's a good bet.
It is a good bet.
You know what we might do? We might, Greg, I think we can do this. We're just going to do a Zed Run show. We're not going to do anything else. We're just going to race a digital horse
There you
on
go.
one of our shows. And that's it. That'll be it.
My dream is still to do marbles giveaway.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. We'll
I
just
just gotta
have an
figure-
absolute nonsense.
Jay Webb, do you have marbles on FLOLiO yet?
We don't. You guys can get like some pogs. Remember pogs from back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like, get
baby.
some dope slammers and just slam the shit out of them.
Oh, here you go, Greg. There we go.
Oh, let's dig
He's
in.
ready.
Bobby fucking Dahlbeck, second home run in 2
Bobby,
games. Second home run in 2 games. I'm here for it.
Wait, hold on. Before we do wrap up, though, I just want Greg and Dustin to see this in real time because I'm assuming they didn't watch the show. Jay Webb, can you
No.
pull up your screen again with the marketplace using the extension?
Yeah, man.
I want
Oh,
them to
nice.
see this in real time because this is pretty sick.
Okay.
Greg, instead of the marbles stream, should we just revisit the marbles show that I used to do?
That's a Team Hold Junior. Yeah, that was
There we
like
go.
the precursor. Was
There we
that
go.
in the pandemic? I think it was.
No, it was right before. All
That
right,
makes
here we
it
go.
even
I want
sadder.
look at this. Ready? This is incredible.
Whoa.
So we got
Whoa.
overlaid on the marketplace where you can see fair market value if we have enough data on the moment. So right here you got a fair market value for every moment on there. And then if you go to your collection, you also can see through the extension right at the top here your holding value by fair market value and by floor price.
That's a
pretty
scary one. That's a scary one.
Wow.
Yeah, there are gonna be days where you may want to go ahead and go over to this little puzzle here and go to FLOLiO and disable that old browser.
Disable the
because you
I'm
don't wanna
glad
see-
that
you don't
that's an
wanna see
option.
That is an option to disable that. But yeah,
This is
and
incredible.
then we have a similar browser extension for OpenSea if you're like buying Smiles or Crypto Dads or any of that stuff. So I
Yeah.
got to give you guys props for turning me on to Crypto Dads and Smiles over the last year too, because this was the first place I heard about those.
Dude,
Nice.
smiles and Crypto Dads. That was fun, man. The original, like when Crypto Dads launched, that run up was so fun because that was the first
That was
time
wild.
It was the
Yeah.
first time we had done anything that wasn't Top Shot and was like, we're undefeated, baby.
Yeah.
We didn't understand it at all.
They're
Still
doing
don't.
pretty good. We talked. I know Jeb's there. He is Crypto Dad's Diamond Hander. That is
Well,
Jeb.
I think
I
we're
still
getting
have
ready to
3.
launch like the lawnmower game, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing all this stuff. So you can start staking soon. You can do all this stuff. Jeb is single-handedly keeping it alive
He is.
in our
I still
Discord
have
channel.
3. I still have 3 of them.
All right.
and
Yeah,
two-
I've got one
3
dad
moms.
and I've got 2 ladies. That's what I
When
got.
tots.
Jay Webb, do you flip anything ever?
Yeah, I do a little bit of flipping. I'm like mainly I don't do a lot of like trying to mint a bunch of stuff and then like flip it for like 0.05 gains.
No.
Like that just doesn't I don't
Right.
I don't have the time for that. Like that's
I'm in the same boat.
that's
Yeah.
a lot of work to make $20.
No.
I literally have that opportunity right now. I was telling Greg, I got a whitelist for a project. It's relatively cheap. And I jumped in because I thought, okay, it's decent enough. Maybe I'm gonna flip it. It's 0.002 of a difference in terms of selling pre-reveal is what I should say.
Yeah.
So like, no, I'm just gonna hold on to it. I don't care.
Yeah, when you see stuff like Invisible Friends or any of these other ones that are like 9 ETH and you got a whitelist spot, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and flip that pre-reveal. Like I didn't get one of those,
Me
but
too,
if I had,
yeah.
I would have sold it right away. Like,
Right, Greg? Absolutely.
Greg-
Always.
Greg
Yes.
held the hell out of it.
I
so
did,
I'm
but you
Greg's
know,
eyes like glaze over when I start talking about this other stuff. That's not
He got a
baseball
good
related.
one though. Break it
no,
down, Greg.
you want me to show it?
Yeah, show
Yeah.
your Greg's got one.
I got an
Well,
invisible
not just
friend.
that, but he got opportunity for a whitelist on another project
Oh, because of it.
through Invisible Friends. He was able to mint at 0.3 and he just sold it for a 1.4. So he just
There you
made an
go.
ETH instantly.
So I just got to
I mean,
do
like
that 10
Yep.
times, and then
10
I'll have
times,
made
and
what
that
I
makes
could,
sense.
Right.
what I could have sold. Which
Good job.
will happen.
Crypto dads.
I
We
will
will not
also
fold.
use this as an opportunity to plug my show. So
Yes.
Web3 and Me, presented by FLOLiO. So we have a FLOLiO YouTube channel. We do 2 shows a week, Tuesday and Friday. Friday is usually like a live show, market recap, kind of what our game plan is for the weekend as far as trading goes. And then
Nice.
Tuesday, we try to dive into some other topics. Like we look at, red flags for projects or things that we keep our eye out for when, assessing what kind of projects we want to buy into. So trying to
What is
provide,
What's the name of the channel again?
it should be under FLOLiO.
Oh, it is
The
under
YouTube
Folio.
channel.
Web3 and me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
This is the
Web3 means
best.
the name of the show.
This is the
Let
best
Mike
comment,
leave.
right? This is
I
the
love
best
it.
comment.
Mike, you got nowhere to be, man. You don't leave till tomorrow for next.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
what are you talking about?
No, I got word from Raptor News. He's going to be here closer to 5, so we can hang for a little bit longer. So you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, I
G-Dub, is that
also
yours?
just saw Dustin's text that he's going to jump on for a minute.
So this is mine.
Thank
You. I was looking for something that I could make my PFP. Don't know if I can do it with the Bing Bong stick. But I love the fit from the neck down.
Are you into streetwear, Greg?
No.
You see it? Okay. Well, they're
Well,
doing a collaboration with Kith if you want to
Yes.
buy
Oh, I did-
some
I did
merch
see
and
that.
then flip that for a profit because
I would do
I've,
that if you were into it, Greg. Kid, that's a good. It's a really good collab that they picked up.
Bored Apes did a
welcome,
collaboration
Freddie.
with Hundreds brand and I flipped a hoodie for $500. Like it would
Really?
some of this.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would get in on the
hoodie,
Kith
like,
one, Greg.
100%,
would.
Greg.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. I mean, considering I still have to ship out these Team Hold shirt or Top Shot shirts that are sitting next to me to our winners, I don't know how quickly I'd flip and ship.
Wow.
But it's a good tip.
Yeah, I would
Yeah, I
keep an
think
eye out
I-
for that Kith collaboration link and buy whatever you can and flip it on StockX.
Yep.
Or sell it to Jeb because Jeb
Jeb will do
wants
it. You could sell it to Jeb. You don't have to ship it, and then he'll probably flip it again. But you still made a profit, so it's a win.
The assembly line. This is the
Yes.
Everybody makes a little bit of money on this.
That's right.
But
He's
it's
already
not a
DMing.
pyramid.
It's
scheme.
not a pyramid. It's a flat line.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask, or this is for everybody too, because I feel like I've been pretty out on just minting stuff right now. I just haven't been like, is there anything you guys are targeting right now? Or
I've been deep in these streets
Dustin's been
recently.
deep. I have
Yeah.
I got the invisible friend. I decided to hold. I saw it dip. I saw it come back up. I was like, this is too much for me. So I took like a month off until I randomly saw a tweet that this thing was minting that I had access to through Invisible Friends. And then
Right.
yesterday just bought and flipped. That's actually the first time I've like bought and flipped immediately. It was thrilling. Dustin coached me through it.
I said, look, we're gonna pretend you're Mike. This is how you paper hand. You buy it and sell it immediately.
I'm
don't
so
regret
bad
it.
though. Because I do a good job of getting profit, but I don't do a good job of like taking the profit off. I then use that profit, and I'm like,
Well, then Mike, you're not really,
DeJounte
you're not really
Yes.
getting profit then if you don't actually sell it.
I'm
Right.
I'm redistributing funds.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what I did?
Yeah.
I immediately had that new like a full ETH in my account that I hadn't had before, and I went out and bought a $250 candy moment on my credit card.
Yeah,
'Cause
that was the
that's
best
how
part.
that works.
It
That's how that
didn't.
works.
It didn't translate into now I'm going to use it. He just still spent more money. That was
Well,
did
if
they
you
get
get
the
if you get the rewards on your credit card and then you pay it off with the
Sure.
ETH that you made, then you're
Yeah.
basically making money there, Greg.
Yeah.
Like you have to
I
do
like
it.
it.
Yes, printing
To
money. baby.
be fiscally irresponsible not to.
Yeah, there
I
you
got
go.
There you go. Clip this, send it to Aubrey.
I'm
Please
sure
don't.
she'll be thrilled.
But let me at least show you my purchase here. It was the number one prospect, Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Wood Jr. There you go.
Number one, baby.
There you go.
So there we are.
Negative people are watching the show now. Wait, hold on, Dustin. You said you're deep in the streets right now. What are you looking at?
Well, no, I've obviously got my Wonder Pals. I minted 2 and I purchased a 3rd. I got into Loser Club. I was able to mint 2. Sold pre-reveal. It just never went down. It always stayed up. So I was able to get back what I wanted. I wanted to be a part of it. I bought a 3rd one yesterday. It's like MJ. It's like literally a Michael Jordan one. So I got it for about half of what the person was asking for it. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And then I'm getting some whitelist on things. So I'm going after a few of them and trying to flip a few of those pre-reveal. I don't believe in all of them, but these ones that I've gotten in recently, like Loser Club and Wonder Pals, I do believe in.
Are you getting whitelists from your other stuff that you're involved in?
Yeah. Yeah. They have like raffles, the pre-mint stuff. So I'm joining all of them, keeping the announcements on, and what I can get by flip, or if it's a project that I'm into, or like you were saying, Jay Webb, like if the profit is so minimal to try and buy and flip, I'll just hold on to it and see if I get a rare or something like that. It's not worth the effort.
If it's a moonshot and then all of a sudden it 10x's, then great. Like
right. But at that cost, it's so minimal. There's not going to be enough to spend like, oh, let's do this to get a $40 profit. Like whatever. I'd rather just hold it and see what happens.
Yeah, it's getting the whitelist. Like I hate Discord. Like most Discords with a burning passion, because it's just a giant like interact to get a whitelist spot fest, and I can't stand that shit.
Right.
Like it's so annoying. So like most of my stuff I buy, I just kind of wait, and like if something catches my eye, like I really like the Dower Darcels that came out. Those are really
I saw
cool.
those. Yep.
The Quirkies are really cool. I bought into Quirkies at like 0.12 because I like the way that they looked.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of, I'll mint stuff if I can get it on the public mint. Like there's one coming up on Monday called Women from Venus that the artwork's really cool. It's minting for like 0.055. So it's not,
it's not bad.
Like some of these projects minting for like the Pixelmon. I don't know if you guys kept up with Pixelmon.
Yeah,
and
I haven't kept up with it.
I mean, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, stuff like that minting for 3 ETH, I have no interest in that.
Yeah, it's been
crazy.
wild. I'm with you though. I'm only minting what I've won whitelist through giveaways. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not grinding. There was a few that I tried to get into. Like Wonder Pals was one of them. Way early on, I remember I sent that to Mike and Greg. Found them on Twitter at 200 followers, and I said, I think this is going to be a good one. I got in. I was able to get in when they had 200 followers. I think they're at like 150K now or something. That's like
crazy.
That. So yeah, it was nuts.
Legit,
it was just complete luck. But I'm only doing whatever I can enter in sort of a giveaway raffle, and I can whitelist. I'll check it out.
I wouldn't have even minted that thing yesterday that I found, because it was 0.3 to mint, and I was like, that's insane. But people that had already minted had listed them for 1.4, 1.5, and they were selling rapidly. So that's the only reason I did it.
Right.
Yeah, Greg, how did you get on the whitelist for Invisible Friends? Like that, you had to do some. People are doing some crazy shit. People are getting tattoos and stuff.
I made a choice early on that was completely random and like completely impulsive, not knowing the outcome. But basically, Dustin told me about it. We had talked a lot about how Slim Hoods were going to play into owning an Invisible Friend someday. Yep. So we bought Slim Hoods, one each, and then Mood Rollers. They announced Mood Rollers. Yeah. You needed a Slim Hood to have a whitelist for Mood Rollers, so we both got whitelist. We both bought one, and then that morning I just happened to be. This is so unlike me, but I happened to be on OpenSea. I saw one that was like kind of rare, and I was like, "Fuck it!" and I bought a second one. It was at mint price. It was like 0.07. So then I had 2 Mood Rollers. Immediately regretted it. I was like, "What am I doing? These are stupid." But held on to those 3. So I ultimately had 3 points throughout the entire process. Those 3 combined made it up to like 7 ETH. If I sold all 3, I could have made 7 ETH.
Right.
And I sweat about it for a month and decided to stay in for Invisible Friends. Minted the Invisible Friend, which then, as you know, was like 10 ETH pre-reveal.
Yeah.
And then went down and now plays ping pong between like 6 and 8.
Yep.
But it's held up really well when you look at it, like compared to like Hape and Mecca, which I get, people say I FUD all the time, but like those two just ate it. And so I'm happy to see Invisible Friends like has held up really well.
Yeah,
there was just too many haters in that one. Like it was a legit project and it grew. It was a victim of its own hype, but not in a bad sense. It grew really organically because of it. I found that one too on Twitter at about 2,000 followers. I sent it to both these guys, said this is going to pop off.
Invisible Friends.
Yep. caught it early, and
And
then
they
it went from there.
look cool.
Yeah,
It looks so
they
cool,
do.
and like the movement and everything, like it's different enough to where it doesn't just blend in.
I think
all the other
and
crap.
I think all their projects actually, like Slim Hoods look great, Mood Rollers look great. I just called them stupid, but I didn't mean them. I meant like me buying multiples because I was like, what am I doing?
right.
Yeah.
But the reason I stayed in and I'm still in is because of like the random character collective, because it feels like it gives me like movie studio vibes. It's like that seems to be the direction we're going, where there's like a studio that's bringing in artists and they can use their platform and their community to elevate the artists and also elevate the value of all the projects. And it's, synergistic. So that's why it all makes sense to me. And why
If I can get lucky and get anywhere close to a floor one in terms of like buying and flipping something else, that's what I'm going to try and do. I still want to get in. I did the same thing with Greg had. I didn't get a third. I was 2 thinking that was going to be enough. And then they said the point system. So I sold my 2 but I got about 3.5 ETH. So
I mean, that like, you can't be mad at that either.
Yeah, so it is what it is. I could have had I bought a third for 1 ETH. I probably would have. I would have been into the project for like 1.5, and then I could have sold I could have done all that, but that's Monday morning quarterback, and I just took the W.
That's basically that's where I was too. Like once it got to the point where I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna have to buy a third one because I bought both of those on secondary. I was like, I don't think I'm going to. Especially when it was like, I think I sold mine a little bit before yours, Dustin, so it was a little under 3. But like still, they get 2 for like I think it was 0.3 combined. It's crazy.
That was
I'm really feeling the comments right now about how terrible Hape is, because I've been anti-Hape and I've gotten like so much pushback from that community, and they are in fact trash, Poker Pro Eric. So I appreciate your sentiment there.
What is Hape?
Hape Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll screen share one more time and pull this up, but they're really ugly. Like I think they look god awful.
Yes.
I think they look god awful. And they were going for like 10 ETH pre-reveal. Here you go. Then you'll kind of see a little bit of the FLOLiO.
While you're mentioning that, we should say that NFT LA is coming up, and there's a few projects having some meetups. So I'll be in the mix for a few of those. Wonder Pals is doing one with who are they partnered with? Robotos, and then Loser Club is doing one as well. Alien Friends just had a meetup last week, so I did that, and I've done a Knights meetup. I'm doing all these little NFT IRL events. Yeah, these are terrible.
I mean, what is this? What are we doing here?
Awful.
Yeah.
And they can't take a joke either. Like a lot of when I get into a project is like if I vibe with the community, and like I made just like some stupid tweet a few weeks ago making fun of Hapes. And I think I made fun of like Hapes and Mecha and Invisible Friends, and then I put like the little Kevin NFT. And the hate people came out of the woodwork. Even the guy who runs the project, who's a multimillionaire, came and like started talking shit to me. And I
saw that. I saw that back.
I was like, dude, that is lame. Like, do you see any other successful projects founders coming out like talking trash? Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Wait, I love that extension, especially on OpenSea. I feel like that will be useful for me.
100%.
When big question that I know the entire chat and the people on the stream are wondering
when Candy.
When Candy?
When Tops, baby. When
Bundesliga integration.
I came on and did a victory lap yesterday after I bought 4 packs, and then realized after that once again I fucked up. I clicked the button twice. I bought 8 packs. They don't tell you that
second time?
I did it a second time, but once again, I'm failing up because look at this. I bought them for 45 each. They're selling for 132 each. I have 8. I have 8. I'm selling. I'm selling.
Yes,
but 4 of them are still pending delivery because this is.
I almost did, Fenny. I almost did.
Listen, don't sleep on Tops. Don't sleep on Tops. Give them another 3 months to work some stuff out. But we're profiting, baby. We're profiting.
Yeah, look at Borland. Accident.
Listen, Greg,
it was an accident.
We're here for the community, but I gotta say, on our list of priorities for FLOLiO right now, Bundesliga is probably near the bottom.
Thank you.
I hate to tell you.
Good.
No, that's fair. That's fair. We'll be patient. We'll be patient. Team Tops will be patient.
Oh my god.
We'll get to it. To it.
Yeah, sure.
But Candy though, it sounds like they're going to ramp up. Definitely put Candy above Tops, and they're also owned by the same company now. So,
yeah,
okay. Candy is that Gary V's thing?
He's like on the board.
Associated. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thumbs down.
We'll take a look at. Take a look at Candy, I guess.
I know. I'm thumbs up on Candy. Thumbs down on Gary, I think. Like run
Sounds
to the
about
point.
right.
I know. Yeah, we are wrapping up right now. We're done. Jay Webb, thank you so much for coming on. We shared. I'm going to add the FLOLiO YouTube show to the show notes so people can check it.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, I clearly that browser extension is going to be really cool. Just an easy way to kind of see what you're doing, and then we'll we're excited to work with you moving forward and how we can like partner up. It's going to be exciting. But yeah, anything else before we get out of here?
No, thank you guys very much for having me. It's been fun seeing Team Hold grow, and now we're just trying to do the same with FLOLiO, man, and try to make it beneficial for everybody.
Love it.
And congrats on the baby. Congrats on the baby.
Thank you very much.
Congrats.
That's
Yeah,
been awesome.
Living that dad life, Dustin. It's awesome.
That's right. Welcome. Let's do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now, if you have 5 more minutes, I'm just gonna rip a pack for Bundesliga.
Oh,
Wait, hold on, Jay Webb. You were going to say something?
I want to say I need to shout out Rock and or Roll, because that theme song will get randomly. I'll be like doing laundry and like start humming like big ticket flip. Like just all this shit just like pops my head. Like it's so good.
It is.
So we may need to employ Rock and or Roll to do a theme song for our show at some point.
Listen, he's down, and please pay him more than we pay him.
Will do. Absolutely.
And on that note, you know what? We will play the theme song on the way out. We hope everybody has a good weekend. Dustin and Greg will probably be in the Discord being like, hey, we're thinking about doing a show, but more than likely I'll see you guys next Monday.
The bar's at half. The bar's at a half show.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Temper expectations is all we're saying. Yes.
All right. Good luck with the spaces tomorrow. I'm sure we'll all be pissed off. See you guys in a couple weeks. We out.
Well, the top side streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a lake so stand and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball. We got legs and a guy in a bear suit. We're making money up YouTube clips, big ticket flips. We got potential to grow. She's in the NBA. What else can I say? You gotta get in the know. In Washington's inside game, live talking flag. Why are you selling so low? Those Canadian bacon and friends.
Is anyone still listening and watching the show?